All right, hello, and here I am again. This is my video on pet peeve. My biggest pet peeve today is hairdressers. And I really feel like I have a right to talk about this because I was a hairdresser professionally for 20 years. And even since the 20 years, I still keep my hands in hairdressing as far as giving haircuts and everything to family and friends. I've been doing it. Actually, I've been cutting my own hair since I was a freshman in high school before I went off to beauty school to learn about hairdressing. And there's one thing that I always wanted to do when I had my shop, and that was to do what my customers liked for their hair, please my customers. If they came in with a picture of a hairstyle and they liked it, and if they asked me, how do you think this would look on me, then I would tell them. And if I thought that there should be some kind of a variation to it, I would tell them, and we would talk about it. And I've always been the type of person that I work with your head. I comb your hair all back and I watch how it moves and where the parts fall, and if you have cowlicks and all that. And then I would cut the hair to the hairstyle that they wanted by the way their hair actually moved. It would fit their head. And I used to love it. It was always a challenge to me to make the people look like their picture that they brought in. And I loved it. And it didn't matter if they were young or old. I had a good clientele, and especially in my area, it was hard for families to a lot of times bring their children in to get haircuts. And so I had family plans where I had a discount. If you brought your whole family and your whole family got a haircut, then your whole family got a discount. And so a lot of people would bring their whole family all at one time, and everybody would get a haircut, and they would get their discount. And if they couldn't come in all together, they still got the discount because they were family. And I just really felt after the people. I really put into my work. Well, I'm saying all that for this. I can probably tell you all the hairdressers I've been to since I first started cutting my hair when I was in freshman in high school. And I think I can count them all in one hand because I don't remember going to a hairdresser very often. There's very few people that I really trust to get into my hair. And this last time, because my vision is not as good as it used to be, I decided I had cut my hair and I wanted just somebody to shape up the back. And I went to the hairdresser. I did. And she might have been hairdresser number 4, but there's not going to be a hairdresser number 5. Uh, Anyways, the fact of the matter is, I went in, I took 2 pictures. I said, I'm going to do a combination of these 2 pictures, which they were both a wedge haircut. And I told her how I wanted it done. And then she began and she starts doing her haircut. And I start seeing things that I didn't like. And I said, look, this is not going to work. And I told her how I wanted it again in the back. Well, I know it was probably aggravating to her because I finally just told her I am a retired hairdresser. And I told her, I said, I know how I want my hair. I know how my hair falls. And I'm telling you this because I want my hair to flow with my regular hair. And did she do it my way? No, she did it her way. Even after I told her I don't want anything shaved off back here, I use my natural hairline. She did it all. And so it really upset me because I thought, this isn't right. It's really not right. Now, how many of you have gone to hairdressers with a specific hairstyle and you had it imagined in your mind just how it was going to look, and you go home and it's nothing like it? It won't land and look the same as the picture no matter what you do to it. And then a lot of times you go home and you kind of like, you really want to cry because I have even worked with people in hairdressing. And I would say to them after they did a customer would say, I just want to trim. And I'd look over as they're giving that trim and whack, here goes 2 inches, 4 inches, 6 inches even off in a person's head. And I said, how can you do that? How can you do that to your customer? They said a trim. A trim means less than an inch. And I said, so how can you just whack off 2 or 3 inches? And they just laughed. They thought it was funny. Well, I don't think it's funny. You are the hairdresser. They are the customer. They want a hairstyle that they like, and they should be able to get that hairstyle. And if it's not a hairstyle that you can do, then you should really just say, look, you know what, I really can't do that hairstyle, but maybe if you work in a shop where there's others who might do that haircut better, if you would wait for so-and-so, she does that type of a haircut better than I do, and I'll let her do it for you. In other words, don't disappoint somebody just because you want to get on your high horse and make everybody think you're the superstar. And this young lady really disappointed me because she didn't and wouldn't listen at all. She still wanted to do it her way. All right. I almost got up and just walked out, but I said, you know what? I'm not doing that. That's not my spirit. I'm not like that. I'll let her get it done, but I don't have to ever go back. And my kids, of course, they kind of teased me. They said, okay, how did that work for you? Well, it didn't work. But when you start having trouble where you can't see back in here anymore, and you don't have the right lighting to do it, then you kind of have to learn to depend on somebody else. And so I'm going to have to work until I can figure out what I'm going to do. And right now, I'll just do the best like I've always been doing, give myself my own haircut. And so that's my pet peeve today is I don't care what it is. If you happen to be a good seamstress and you take, again, if you're an older person who used to do great, I used to love to make my children their clothes. I used to love to make my own clothes. I can't do that anymore like I used to do it because for one thing, I can't get down there and do all this fine stuff. You can't see it. And so you kind of learn to have to lean on others a little bit, and you hope that they're compassionate enough that they realize that you are to be respected for the fact that you were in a position where you know what you're talking about, and that you're just trying to give them some pointers because you want it to be professional. And I'm sorry, but this young lady was not professional. You can't be professional and do your own thing. It's not about doing your own thing. It's about pleasing your customer. And in this day and age, nobody wants to please the customer. Everybody wants to think their way is the only way. And I don't care if it's somebody that's working behind the counter selling makeup or merchandise, or if it's somebody that's waiting tables. Everybody wants to just do their own thing. It's kind of like live with it, people, But that old thing of the customer's always right, not anymore. It's the customer is it's like boo-hoo, too bad. It's me waiting on you, and you're just going to get what I give you. Well, that's not right. That's just not right. And that's not any way to get a reputation of being a good hairdresser, waitress, or anything else. All right. And with that, I'm going to close with this. Oftentimes I'm doing videos, and a lot of the women will tell me they like the lipstick color that I'm wearing, or they'll even ask me what was the name of the lipstick, and I always don't remember. So I thought, well, today is about hairdressers, and I just did a video about buying me a coffee, and I still had the same lipstick on. I thought I would just go ahead and announce to you, for those of you, this is not a paid promotion. I talked about my coffee and the blend that I had before. I'm not getting paid to do that. I'm just sharing. I share because I want you to know what I'm doing and how I come to the conclusions I come to in my coffee mixes. I just blend coffees together the way I like, that I think I'm going to like them, and they always come out good. And so right now, I'm going to tell you this lipstick that I'm wearing for those of you who always ask about colors. First of all, this is Rimmel. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I love their packaging. And I love the colors too. I love purple. Anyways, their lipsticks are nice and creamy and smooth and moist. And this one is called Mayfair Red Lady. Mayfair Red Lady. Red Lady. Moisture Renew Lipstick. And the number is 510. Hold on here. 510. I don't know if you can see that or not. For those of you that are looking and interested in this lip color. And again, I'm not paid to promote this. I'm just sharing this because I like to share with others. And so I'm going to try to remember to do that more often because of the fact that there are people who do ask, and it's not there for everybody. I know that. Just like what I have to share is always not there for everybody, but I share it with people because I love to share. And so that's my thought for today. My pet peeve, the biggest pet peeve I've had ever since I've been a hairdresser, is to watch a hairdresser misuse a customer by doing their own thing, regardless of what the customer wants, desires, or is looking for. I remember one time, this was years ago, I was in this one shop working. Young lady came in, she had hair down to the what down to her waist in the middle of her back. And she said, I want my hair trimmed of the split ends, but I don't want my hair cut. And I kind of scratched my head. I'm looking at her hair. I said, okay, I can do that for you. And she felt so pleased to think that I said, okay, I can do that for you. And so I began to pick her hair up and section it off in sections, and I would take it and stretch it out and twist it all the way down to the end, run my fingers up through, and all the rough ends would stick out. And I would take my scissors and go up and down and up and down. All those strands taking off just the bare edges, nothing more. And when we got done, it looked absolutely beautiful. I want you to know that because of that one customer and pleasing her so, that I gained many customers. Not only did I gain many customers, but I gained the reputation of being a good hairdresser, not only with customers, but with other hairdressers. I would have other hairdressers that would call me, this was before I had my own shop, and say, I hear that you're not working now. Would you come and let me talk with you? I'd like you to work for me. I remember telling one hairdresser, and I've shared this story before, I'm not working this year. I'm taking the season off. I want to spend time with my family. And they said, well, look, it doesn't hurt to just come talk. So I said, okay. So I went and talked. Next thing I know, I had a job and I wasn't going to work. But I figured everything happens for a purpose. There was a reason. And we became best of friends. And we shared a lot of good things together, a lot of good memories, a lot of good times. And I enjoyed it. And I had a good reputation. And I'm talking to you, those of you out there who just think that your customers, it doesn't matter what they want. It does matter what they want. If you want to get somewhere in life, then show people how much you care for them and their need. So that's my message for today. And that was my pet peeve. And if you've watched this and you've enjoyed it, please share it with others. If you have a pet peeve, would you come on down and leave me a comment so that I can respond to your pet peeve as well? And that was my husband walking into the door stoppers. He does that because he likes to hug the walls. Anyways, you have a wonderful day. I'm glad you were here. Thank you for your time and be blessed. I'll catch you again in another video real soon. Bye now.